Hello, 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 hello. It's Sean Brady here talking more about the Prosperous Careers Lunch and Learn. And I'm here with expert Kevin Harrman with Bridges for Education. Kevin, how you doing this morning?
Doing great, Sean. How are you?
I am fabuloso, as always. And especially I get to talk with you.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit, and one of the questions that we always like to start off with is, you have this company, Bridges for Education. And tell the audience out there a little bit about what that does.
So what Bridges for Education does is it helps students and professionals build brighter futures, help them get clarity on what kind of careers they really want to have, what kind of careers they'd be naturally good fits for, what job types really make sense for them, basically giving them a clear understanding of what seats make sense for them to sit in inside of any company or inside of any business or non-for-profit, wherever they choose to end up going.
So they really direct and focus their future.
Yeah. They create a fulfilling future to live into. And then we work on planning out the path for getting them where they're at now to where they want to be.
That's very cool. And we always like to ask, so what's the why behind that? Go ahead.
Yeah, the why behind that is I want everyone to have more fun. Because if the world is full of more fun, just think about a traffic jam where everybody wants to go to work.
Yeah.
Like they want to love being at work. And so that traffic jam, instead of shaking fists, they're like high-fiving air fives from car to car.
Right.
Like people having fulfilling lives and purposeful careers gives them a freedom to really enjoy their life and be fulfilled. And all of that turns into people having more fun.
And how long has your company been around now?
My company's been around for almost 5.5 years.
Wow, it's longer than I thought. And we talked a little bit about this beforehand, but what was the thing that had you start the company? What was your why back then? Because it's changed your purpose has changed a little bit, but it's really important to know, I think.
Yeah, I initially created my company because I didn't want students leaving high school to be lost like I was. I left high school as a good student, went to college because I was supposed to go to college, but didn't really know why. I flip-flopped my majors, wasted a bunch of time, and when I graduated, I still didn't have any idea what I wanted to do, and I took a job that was in the restaurant where I was cooking while I was just paying bills in college. And it's literally the last thing I should ever do is manage a restaurant, based on some assessments that I provide. Like, it's actually the last thing. And I just didn't want that to be what people dealt with going to college. So I created a company to work with students, specifically students in the beginning, to help them figure out what they want to do when they grow up. And then a lot of parents asked me, well, do you do that for 40-year-olds? And I said, no, for a very long time. And now I realized, no, it's the same conversation when we're really looking at what has a person be fulfilled. The only difference between a high school student and their parent is their parent has more baggage to get through sometimes. So I work with them to really just break that down, get it out of the way, and have that career that they love.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, what are a couple of things, I asked you this before too, but what are like a good 3 things that, you wish more people just walked in with knowing, or like they could even take control of it right now in their life? If they got clarity around that, it's like, sometimes we have the blinders on. So what are like 3 or a couple of those things that you're like, oh man, I wish people just knew this coming in?
3 things I want people just to know coming in. Well, one, that they really can have a great career doing what they love. They don't have to concern themselves first with making money and second with hopefully finding a happy job. That's backwards. It really starts with having a fulfilling future to live into, because you can create a job that has enough money for you to be sustained and have your family be happy. The second thing is that really getting clear about your future, or not necessarily setting it in stone, but being clear about the commitment that you want to have in your future allows you to work backwards in a really easy way. So if you really get clear about what you really want to start seeing 5 years down the road, seeing 10 years down the road, and start working backwards, you can figure out what actions to take today that will have you be more effective in the future and fulfill on that future you're creating. So that's one of the big things that I work on with my clients. And lastly, it's one of the other things that I love working with my clients on, students and professionals. Once you're clear on what you really want, there is a future that gets fulfilled, and you have this opportunity to just enjoy what you're doing. And it just lightens the mood to when you don't have to make it so significant.
Yeah.
Because you get to do what you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When there's no distinction between work and play,
Mm-hmm.
you're doing all right.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and then you're chopping down doors in a scary Denver hotel in the mountains.
Exactly. So, especially your second point, the thought that I had was, because I know I've shared this on one of my other vlogs that I've done, is it's like, what are you training for? Right? So if we were an athlete training for a marathon, there'd be certain practices, but it doesn't have to be about your body or athleticism. It could be, it's really for your life. So what are you training in your life for? And that's one of, I reinforce that because it's just so important. I wish more people took that away for myself. And I wish there was a service like yours that really stood out when I was in high school, because while my grades weren't probably as good as yours, I did have the same struggles. I'm like going, I was limited in my collegiate options because my grades were lower than my friends and whatnot. But it worked out for the best because it kind of gave me that direction of me thinking about, well, what do I really want to do? Yeah. And I figured out by the time I went to my 4-year college degree that, I know what I want to do. I want to go into sales. And I want to go into sales so much so that I'm like, I know I'm going to have to commit to ongoing training in whatever company wants to work with me. Yeah. And I want to be excited about, and and that's exactly what happened. Yeah. So I found myself in a, graduating college and then Fortune 150 company at the time. And boom, it was exactly what I thought. They had their own training program, and I learned a whole bunch more. Yep. So it was like from college, I didn't even have a minor. Yeah. I had a major. I thought I was going to go into business, but I found out I couldn't. And here we are today. Yeah. Much happier.
That's the way it goes.
What else would you love people to walk away with from this conversation?
From this conversation specifically?
Yeah.
I would love people just to walk away with, there is a career out there that you can love and love to go to and get paid plenty. And all you have to do is actually take the time to identify what it'll be for yourself, and not deal with and not be burdened by and not be a slave to or handcuffed to the resignation of, well, I just got to keep on doing what I'm doing until I retire. Right. Like that's not how you could do that, and good luck with that. And I wish you the best, and that doesn't have to be the way it goes.
Right. And fun.
And fun. Oh, God, yes, fun. Have fun. Please have fun.
Well, Kevin, thank you for being here, and I know you're going to be one of our expert speakers for the Prosperous Careers. I can't even speak right now. The Prosperous Careers Lunch and Learn, and I know you're going to help people unlock some of the doors or what they might think of barriers to accessing some of those things, because that's what you do.
That's what I do.
I appreciate you. Kevin, thank you so much. Audience, thanks for listening, and we will see you on social media.